Great. Hi. Just confirm, guys, if you can see me and hear me. And I wasn't. I'm sorry. I apologize for being 2 minutes late, Akash. But hi, Karwa. Hi, Gaurav. I'm so glad so many people were joining before it. This is nice. Mm, so we are going to. So we're going to be discussing the book for the month of November today on Earth We Are Briefly Gorgeous. And for those of you who do not know, we have been, I think this is our 11th read, and today we'll be revealing the 12th read for the year, which is, and how do you like the new lighting in the room? Yeah, so we'll be discussing the 11th read today. 12th, technically, I always forget to count. What was the name of the book? We read two graphic novels, and I'm forgetting the name of one of them, which was the extra one. So we kind of have read 12 books already together. And we'll be picking up the book for the month of December also today. And it shouldn't be a surprise actually if you watch the other Thursday streams as well. But yeah, so I'm just by a show of hands, how many of you have been reading On Earth We Are Briefly Gorgeous? And I almost have, what do you call it? Um, I'm having the Vaibhav moment where he was playing Pankaj Udas when even after a lot of tries, he hasn't, Peter Gold hadn't replied and he had lost all hopes. So, well, what do I say? I'm having a little moment of that because Ocean Wong hasn't replied to our message, even after a public invite. But it's all right. It's all right. We still love the book, right? And just by a show of hands, how many of you have been reading the book? Because we'll be discussing it, and I'm very excited to be honest, because after a long time, I liked a book that that I just woke up at 5 a.m. to read. I mean, not many books have the ability, or not a lot of writing has the ability to make me want to wake up at 5 a.m. and read it, except for this one that we have here. So we have quite a few things planned today, even if Ocean Wong isn't visiting us. But some of you are going to join us and we'll be discussing the book. Hey, okay, I'm sorry, I missed the messages until now. Hi, Sudeep. Okay, Sudeep is all good. Jibin, hi, Jibin, how are you? Sadiksha is here. So, Yash Messi is here. Reader's Heart is here. Hi, Reader's Heart. Hi, Chinmay. Hi, Pankaj. And oh, so many people are reading it. Tayyab is in the comments. Hey, Tayyab, if you've been reading the book, you should join the stream. I'll share the Zoom link with you. Just drop me a message on WhatsApp. Jibin hasn't completed, but he's reading it. Okay, you're in for a surprise. Before I jump in to the book, uh, I'm sorry. Before I jump into the book, I'll give you guys a spoiler. There's no spoiler as such. That's the best part about the book. But I'll tell you why the book is called On Earth We are Briefly Gorgeous before I move on to the next segment where we have a guest. But yeah. So this is what he says. The book's name is On Earth We Are Briefly Gorgeous, and there's this part which is on page number 238 where he explains, in my copy, it's on 238, where he explains why the name of the book is On Earth We Are Briefly Gorgeous. And Tayyab, not a problem if you are just halfway through. We'll just discuss the writing of the book, and you can join us like later at around 9:45ish, and we can discuss the book. And it'll be nice. So do join and do text me. I'll share the link with you at 9:45ish. So he says, I don't know what made me follow the hurt things voice. Okay. So he was sleeping one night and there was a thing that was heard and it was screaming, and he went out of his room to just follow it. And he's telling his mother now, I don't know what made me follow the hurt things voice, but I was pulled as if promised an answer to a question I had not yet possessed. They say if you want something bad enough, you'll end up making a god out of it. But what if all I ever wanted was my life, Ma? And then he says, I think I am thinking of beauty again. How some things are hunted because we have deemed them beautiful. If, relative to the history of our planet, an individual life is so short, a blink of an eye, As they say, then to be gorgeous, even from the day you're born to the day you die, is to be gorgeous only briefly. Like right now, how the sun is coming on low behind the elms. I can't tell the difference between a sunset and a sunrise. The world, reddening, appears the same to me, and I lose track of east and west. The colors this morning have the frayed tint of something already leaving. I think of the time Trev and I sat on the tool shed roof watching the sun sink. I wasn't so much surprised by its effect, how in a few crushed minutes it changes the way things are seen, including ourselves. But that it was ever mine to see, because the sunset, like survival, exists only on the verge of its own disappearing. To be gorgeous, you must first be seen, but to be seen allows you to be hunted. And I love this line. I'll just repeat it for the effect. To be gorgeous, you must first be seen, but to be seen allows you to be hunted. And again, the reason why the book is titled On Earth We Are Briefly Gorgeous. If relative to the history of our planet, an individual life is so short, a blink of an eye, as they say, then to be gorgeous, even from the day you're born to the day you die, is to be gorgeous only briefly. And I mean, the entire time I was reading the book, I was just wondering how he's going to actually justify the title of the book. And I mean, I just don't know. I loved what I read. But yeah, Hindol is also here. Hindol, if you also want to join the stream, do let me know. You can join it around 9:45ish, and we can discuss the book. And Tayyab is also going to join, so let me know, because I know all these guys were reading, and it was such a nice feeling to realize that everyone is reading a book together, and we've finished almost 12 books together, so that's absolutely amazing. So that's nice. Give spoiler as revenge for not replying. Haha, Akash, thanks. Do send us a Zoom link as well. Sure, we can try doing that, but we had a mishap once on the stream, and I'm not sure if I'm capable enough. If I'm not, I'm confident enough to do that again. But if you guys are on the mailing list, if you guys are a patron, you obviously get links to get Zoom links, and you get invites. So do consider joining our patron membership or the mailing list. Yeah, I love that line. You end up making a god of it. But what if all I ever wanted was my life, ma? It's absolutely wonderful. Darshan is here. He says it's boring. He reminds me of this meme that was there that I saw on Discord today. On Discord server, we have this one amazing person, and he posted a meme of on my stream how every time they are on the stream, it feels, and there was the Interstellar meme, and it took me like quite some time to understand it because I'm a boomer, and it was Vaani's live streams feel like 51 years have passed, but yeah, that's amazing. But we also have a guest today, guys. So the book is actually dedicated, for those of you who do not know. Ocean Vuong had written this book allegedly for his mother who couldn't read. And surprisingly, there was one such NGO who had reached out to us. And they are this wonderful association. Just give me 1 second. Okay, yeah, they're this beautiful association of people who it's called Share a Book India Association, and it just has one mission. It sets up set up a library in every school, and make reading accessible to everyone. So and it's such a wonderful thing to have, because they believe that every child deserves to be educated, deserves a world where reading is very much accessible to them, and they want to create a space where everyone and anyone can read, can imagine, and can grow. So I just thought it'd be amazing if you could have them. They are doing this fundraiser also. And one of the co-founders is going to join us today. Her name is Preeti. She's a dentist, she's a humanitarian, and they're doing a fundraiser. So I think if any of the mods are watching, please share the link for the donation in the chat box or the description. And if you'd like to actually donate to them, please do so. I think we'll be putting up a link in our Instagram story as well. So do go ahead, check them out. We've shared the Instagram link and their social media links in the description box below. Check them out. It's a wonderful, wonderful association. And I've always wanted to be associated with something like that. But it's actually a wonderful initiative where they are just trying to create a space which is safe enough for everyone to think, to grow, to learn. And their entire aim, Share a Book Association of India. I think it's called Sabia for short. I could be wrong. I'll ask the founder when she's here. But their entire aim is to set up a library in every possible school across India. And I think that's just such a wonderful, wonderful thing, not only to think of, but to go ahead, go out there and try for it. So I think Preeti is here. I'll just let her in. And if you guys have any question, because I think it's a wonderful initiative and everyone should be a part of it. But if you guys have any question as to how you can contribute, as to how you can connect with them, and how the donations will be spread out and across, how they're going to take their further steps into and in this vision, just feel free to type down in the comments. And yeah, I think that she's just going to be here, and she's also a reader, so I'm just going to let her in the room that we have. Hi Preeti, are you here? Okay, she's just connecting, guys. Preeti is here. Hi Preeti, how are you?
Hi, Vaani, I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine as well. So, I gave a very rough introduction to you guys. I don't know if I even did a justice, but please tell us about yourself, because I told them that this association, I think your mission is to uh, open a library or to fund a library at every possible school across India, right?
Yes. So yeah, we started out in 2016 from our hometown in Kota. So basically, I went to a local school to inquire about my house help son's RTE status.
Yeah.
So in RTE, we are all entitled to get admitted in a private school, and they don't have to charge us for the fee, uniform, and books. But my house help son was getting charged for all of these. So she just told me that, Didi, will you come and help me out in this? So
Yeah.
I went there, I talked to the principal, and then I asked about what about the library in your school? Because I've been an avid reader all my life. So I just
Yeah.
casually asked him, and he told me, who needs a library? I mean, we already have enough course books to complete, so we don't need one. So I just
Yeah.
came back very shocked. Then I thought, maybe this is a semi-private school. Let's see the situation in government schools. But again, the situation was same. Despite having a budget, despite being allocated a librarian,
Yeah.
the government schools were also not using it properly.
Okay.
So this led to a very shocking revelation for us, and we decided, Shrishti and I, that we cannot not do anything about
She's
it.
your co-founder, right?
Yes, yeah, and we are both school friends.
No,
So
that's
we were
wonderful.
just yeah, so we were discussing this, and we thought that this is not okay. If we
Yeah.
can do something about it, we must. So we visited the local government official. We explained the situation to them that we are willing to, take a step and initiate this reading program in one of the schools. And if you can help us with the permissions. So one thing led to another. We talked to two to three principals actually, and we started out with three schools in Kota, Rajasthan. Slowly,
Nice.
we developed the whole library development program. We found volunteers who were willing to go to the schools.
Yeah.
We did read aloud sessions with children. They started, loving the idea of Didi and Bhaiya coming to the school every Saturday. And we call it My Saturday of Change.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
And
So, and
you, how many, I'm so sorry to cut you off. I'm just
no,
interested. How many states, are you just in limited to Kota, or are you also spread out across various states and UTs?
so yeah, we are now across 13 states and 3 UTs.
That's
We
nice.
recently collaborated with Indian Army in Kashmir as well. So
Wow.
it's a very nice collaboration in which they have actually converted a bus stand into a community library.
Wow.
So it's very heartwarming to see people of all age groups coming and actually sitting there and going through books. It's a wonderful feeling.
Nice. Yes. And how do you like, so like the people will be donating right now, so how will you be taking that fund across? Will you be buying books for people and providing them to libraries?
Yeah, so basically, Help India Read Again is our way of undoing the damage that this pandemic has done.
Okay.
Before COVID, everything was being done in the schools. Our sessions were held offline. We were visiting the schools every Saturday. But because of pandemic, the population that we cater to, our children, their parents, their teachers, do not have access to digital devices.
Okay.
Leave alone a laptop, they do not even have a basic smartphone. And even if they have one, smartphone is being shared between 5 to 6 members of the family.
Okay.
So there's a huge gap between education that has there was one and now it has widened due to pandemic. So
Okay.
Help India Read Again is our initiative to get children back to reading. Once they're back in schools, we want to start with full force again. So we will be setting up 10 school libraries, 12 community or public libraries, wherein both the younger ones, older ones, parents can have access to books even after school hours. So it is a
Okay.
library there in their space. And then we are also launching 4 new modules, which are career counseling, mental health awareness, digital
Okay.
literacy, and teacher training. So we are going to train the teachers as along with the parents in basic computer literacy. We'll be setting up a laptop device in all of these community libraries so that no teacher can ever face the hindrance that they faced during the pandemic.
And if someone actually wants to be a part of your community, if someone wants to become a part of Share a Book Association of India, uh, what all states are you across, and do you accept volunteers?
Yeah, so currently, you can be anywhere and volunteer with us online. So you
Okay.
can be anywhere, even in US. So we do not mind that at all. And
Okay.
apart from that, we are there in Delhi, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Rajasthan, UP, Bihar, so everywhere.
Nice. Are you also in Himachal and Punjab?
No, they are left.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh no, we are there in Himachal. I'm sorry. We
Oh,
are there
where?
in a village near Mandi,
I
Kandahar
am
village.
from Mandi.
Oh, you're from, oh, okay.
I can perhaps contribute sometime. This is nice. This is such a good,
Definitely.
but this is nice. I also wanted to understand, since we are doing a book a month, I just wanted to know your favorite books also. If you have any recommendations for the community, because I know you read a lot.
So my all-time favorite book is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee.
Oh,
I
okay,
mean,
yeah.
it stands for believing and doing what is right, no matter how much pressure you have or whatever your circumstances are. If you think you're right and this is the right people or right situation to support, you must go for it. So
True.
that is one. And then Sudha Murthy is my all-time favorite. I mean, I have not seen a lady like her. I mean, she's amazing. I hope she sees this and she,
I have to see this.
associates herself with Sabya as well. But I love Sudha Murthy. And yes, 1Q84 by Murakami. Like top three.
I also like Kanika from your team had to like send a message saying that you love baking. So I
No,
wanted to.
I I love eating more than baking. I love eating the dessert.
Do you have any
So
recommendations, like your top three recommendations if someone wants to just in
for bakery I mean, my
recommendation?
all-time favorite is a chocolate truffle cake. I mean, I can have it any time of the day.
Okay.
And if people here are listening to me, they can also order from Miam in Delhi. It's great.
Are you based out of Delhi?
I'm based out of Kota, but I've shifted to Delhi.
Okay, okay, cool, cool,
So I've
cool.
recently discovered Miam and they're offering a great range of desserts. I mean, anyone would love them.
Well,
So yeah,
that's
and
that's
yeah,
wonderful.
and yeah, I have a very simple recipe for a vanilla walnut cake that my mother makes, which anyone can make. So yeah,
Okay.
do you want me to share it? Okay, sorry.
I was thinking you'll just share it with us,
Yeah,
but
I'll
that's
share it. I'll share it. Sorry, I took a long pause. Okay, so basically, you just have to mix the wet and dry ingredients. You have to take flour, sugar, butter, eggs, milk, and add vanilla essence, add walnuts, whisk it, and it's ready. It's very simple and it's yummy. So
wonderful.
very simple, yeah.
This is nice. But again, thank you so much for joining, Preeti. But I'll again tell people who are, someone has commented you're doing a great job. So
Thank you
kudos
so much.
from the entire community. But for those of you who've just joined, Preeti runs this with Srishti. Share a Book India Association. That's the name of the association. And their mission is to create a library, to ensure there are libraries all across India in every possible school. And they've also recently collaborated with the Indian Army in Kashmir, and they've set up a community library in a bus, right?
In bus,
And
yeah.
yeah. So if you guys would like to contribute, there's a link, and I think we've pinned it also. You can donate if you'd like to contribute to something as wonderful as this. And they're also across 13 states, right? And
Yes, 13 states and 3 UTs. Yes.
yes, 13 states and 3 UTs. And if you'd like to volunteer there, you can do so. I think we've added the link in the description, but if we haven't, mods, please take note, please add it in the description. And do your bit and contribute to Share a Book India Association, because they're doing a wonderful job. And before you leave, Preeti, is there anything that you'd like to tell the audience as well?
Yeah, so I am sure whoever is here, they are into reading, or they are into music, or they're into movies. So I think books give children from under-resourced background to get exposed to a world which is beyond their circumstances. So I think it is our duty as citizens to give back. And for us, it is through books that we are trying to, increase their horizons and giving them a chance to live an equitable life. So we would just request everyone to join us, volunteer with us, contribute, spread the word. But we should all, do our bit to make the world as it should be.
Right. This is absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much,
Thank
Preeti.
you.
And
Thank
guys, do
you.
contribute. We've shared the link, we've pinned it also. Do donate to their cause. It's absolutely wonderful. And that's the whole essence of the book club that we have here, right? But thank you so much, Preeti. Have a good evening and a lovely
Same here.
night.
Thank you, Vaani.
Bye.
Bye.
So, guys, as this is a wonderful association. I did not know she's in Mandi, so now I'm a little. So I'll perhaps check out and volunteer also. It's very close home. But if you guys would also like to volunteer, check out their website. They would have details. And do contribute as well, because they're doing such a wonderful and amazing job at trying to make reading accessible to every possible child in every possible school. And I just think it's a wonderful thing to be associated with. But yes. And Anshika, hi. And yeah, do contribute. Anshika, hi. I picked up Aga Shahid Ali's veiled suit after seeing your stream. I loved stationery, and your translation is genius. It's not my translation, it's a friend's. I don't know the references, Galib Fez. Can you tell me more about the references? I mean, I am still discovering it myself, but once I have all the references, perhaps I'll be sharing it with you guys. It'll take a lot of hard work, but I fortunately stole the copy of one of my friends, the country without a post office, and he's very meticulously written down all the translations, references, and everything. So I think I could share that with you guys. It's the copies that you steal. I mean, I'm not sure if I want to give that book back, but yeah. But yeah, that translation isn't mine. It's one of my friends, and it's absolutely amazing. The translation made me fall in love with the poetry. But yeah, this is absolutely amazing. And how many of you guys are still who have joined the stream are still or are reading On Earth We Are Briefly Gorgeous? We're discussing the book today, and at the end of the stream, I will be revealing the book for the month of December, which I think will be our 13th book together. And yeah, that's mostly it. And I do not think Tayyab is going to join us. Tayyab is because he's somewhere outside at a wedding. But this is nice. And just give me a second. I opened a couple more tabs which weren't needed right now. But let me know where do you find such friends? I know. I'm grateful that they are my friends. I'm halfway through the book. My friends don't even read. Oh, it's okay. You can cultivate the habit. I wake up every morning and I spam all my best buddies with a couple of poems or something that I read last night. And I think none of them reads the screenshot that I share, but I do my bit. Rahul is joining us for the first time. Hi, Rahul. I hope you're well. And Mehul completed the book last Thursday. Guys, also, if you would like to join our newsletter, do write to us on chalchitrabookclub@gmail.com. And we send out a newsletter of at least the book for the month every week. And you'll know my progress. I come to know you about your progress. And we also invite you guys for streams there if you are a part of our mailing list, or if you are a godfather or a gladiator. Manthan has said, my Ammi is angry at me for spending too much money on books. Story of our life. That's only until like some time. My parents used to be very mad at me because I used to spend a lot of money on books, their money on books. Then I started earning, and now my parents are angry because there's no space left for the books. Uh, Mona Lisa has read the book twice. Oh my God, that's wonderful. I mean, I just love the book. There was this quote which had hummingbird reference, and oh, sorry, my bookmarks are absolutely weird. But there was this quote that I'll just quickly search for, and I mean, I have a photograph in my phone, but I'll have to look for that as well. But just give me 1 second. I love the third part, and while we're waiting for the other participants to join, I love the third part, but okay, I give up. I'm going to look for the screenshot in my phone. Um, yep. So it's here, and he tells his mother that almost there, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, there's this part, and when I read it, I underlined it. I underlined it again. And then for the third time, I just made it very dark because I just couldn't stop reading the line. And then I wrote it down again because I was just so happy to read it. He was referring to a hummingbird. He was talking to his grandfather, and I think there was a hummingbird outside. And he looked at it and said, "What a terrible life, I think now, to have to move so fast just to stay in one place." And well, yeah, it's as simple, but I just thought it was such a wonderful line. And now in hindsight, I think, okay, it's not that wonderful, maybe, but I just couldn't stop when I read it. And then there was this other song, and my friends and I share a lot of music, and I send them a screenshot every day, even if they don't read it. But this just reminded me of that when he says, "They say a song can be a bridge, ma, but I say it's also the ground we stand on. And maybe we sing to keep ourselves from falling. Maybe we sing to keep ourselves." And that's that was wonderful. And oh, Vansh has said 113 people watching and only 83 likes. Guys, please like the stream. You know how the YouTube algorithm works. The more you like the stream, the more it gets recommended. And also, it feels nice to see you guys appreciating it. That's a selfish reason, but mostly it's nice because when you like the stream, the more people join it, more people get to know about a book a month. And that's how the NGO reached out to us, right? Share a Book Association of India. They're doing this absolutely wonderful job. We've pinned the comment also, and the link might be in the description also. Just contribute to them. It's an absolutely wonderful thing to do. They're doing an amazing job of trying to make reading accessible for everyone. I mean, a few months ago, I realized that reading is also a privilege, that some of us have access to certain books. I still don't have access to Kinski's All I Need Is Love because it's like 77,000 rupees. But that's the divide there. But without trying to be absolutely bad at humor, just but they're doing this absolutely wonderful job of trying to bridge the gap between people and trying to make reading possible for everyone, accessible for everyone. So do contribute, become a part in their mission, or just contribute in whatever way you can. Reach out to them, volunteer, and or even donate for this fundraiser that they have. It's absolutely amazing. Hindol has commented, "Thanks to ABAM, I've finally gotten back to reading this year, and the books I've read through this have been very intense emotional experience." That's nice, Hindol. Also, kind of hoping the next one's book is something light, like a thriller or comedy. Oh, yeah, let's hope for that. And Anshit has given us a super chat. Hey, thank you, Anshit. I hope you get to read a lot of good books and only good books for the entire 2022 and 2021. And hey, Anshika, maybe we can make December an Aga Shahid Ali December, where we try and discover the references for that. And but yeah, I watched an interview of Ocean Vuong yesterday. I should say he's as sweet as his books. Oh yes, I've been obsessed with him. Please still continue tagging him in the Instagram post. If the mods are watching, please share the link to the Instagram post in the comments, uh, because we'll just because you guys can still tag him and ask him to come, because even if he doesn't join us for a book a month stream, we can have him for a separate recommendation episode, which will actually be better. Not better, but like it'll kind of be nice. Just his writing is absolutely amazing. Let's just read and spam him with all the literature that we have on Ocean Wong and just invite him here. But without making our guests wait, we have three patrons today who are joining us, and they read the book with us in November, and they're here. I'll just admit all of them here. We have Noel, we have Anandita, and we have Karthik. You guys must have seen them on the streams before. And yeah, just Arjun is here. Hi, Arjun. Punch Tantra for next month. Sure. Why not? Um, Hi, Anandita. How are you?
I'm sorry.
It's absolutely okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Hi, how are you? I'm good. Hello, Neol.
Fine,
Hello.
okay.
Hello,
Hi,
hello.
Noel. How are
No,
you?
hey guys.
Hi. Hi, Karthik. How are
Hi.
you?
Hi. I'm good.
Cool. So, how, like, I don't think we got a chance to do an ice-breaking session with each other, but did you guys like the book? Let's start with that. What did you think of the book? I think all of you liked the book. That's why you're here. But okay.
Yeah.
Karthik, you can start. You can
Okay.
start with your opinion of the book.
Okay. No, so firstly, on the book, actually, I read it in the last 5 days because I was completing one another book. But what stuck with me since you announced is actually the title of the book. So I think the title in itself lends to a lot of things. So I think you just read how he was justifying it, but I was justifying it in maybe some 100 ways, like every little moment that's happier or that's really magical. I was thinking this is what he meant when he said on earth we are briefly gorgeous, that life might be just interspersed with a lot of good and bad moments. So this is about those good moments. But it is great to also see it from a bigger picture, that it's actually the whole life itself is
Yeah.
basically briefly gorgeous. So that was one. I love the book. I love the book. The first part was great. I think the three divisions that he had, I felt actually the first and the third were great. The second one, when he actually gets literal, or when it's actually the normal form of the basic kind of writing, I felt it was okay there. But it's very interesting that where you're actually breaking the normal form and going into a different kind of a prose and almost putting down your thoughts as if you're thinking about them and rethinking and retrospecting, a lot of stuff happening in almost 1-2 paragraphs itself. I loved those parts, especially I think the third part was excellent. So I felt by the time he was coming to terms with his own thoughts, and therefore we could see a writer evolving by the third part. I felt that was how it was also meant to be. So I loved the book that way. Yeah.
That's nice. I'm so sorry, Anandita. You were saying something and I think I cut you off. But
Yeah,
what?
I just thought I'd start because ऐसे awkward silence हो गया था, but
Yeah.
yeah, same. Like I loved the book. I think for me, what clicked was it was not written in a say typically all novels are written in a format, right? Like you have sentences and everything. But this was like a very nice collage. Like he would use imagery of words, he would use link it to his Vietnam culture in a very poetic way, metaphors भी थे. फिर थोड़ी the second part में there was a lot of distorted sentences and poetry, which was like, it was just very refreshing to read. And of course, like I think I was reading it on my Kindle, and I think I have underlined or highlighted half of the book, but because like it was just brilliant. I
I think
loved
that
it.
happened to me like third part में I was just underlining and मेरी pencil ही नहीं उठ रही थी.
Yeah. I was just like, I say long press and just the whole page. It was amazing. Really, really nice. And like, I think in the stream you were telling that his interviews are also really sweet. I'm obsessed with his Instagram page. Even if he doesn't post a lot, I just go back and reread his, like
I loved
captions.
his Halloween outfit.
Yes. It was amazing. Like, thank you so much for suggesting this book for this month.
Glad you liked it. But have you guys also checked out his Instagram, Karthik and Noel?
No, we didn't do. I
I
didn't.
think that's only what stalkers do, but okay.
No, we only did as much of the homework as was needed.
Right. What do you think of it, Noel? I was so glad Noel also sent an email like about the book, and he sent 2 emails about the book. And I was just like, okay, cool. I'm so glad people are reading it. But that's why, guys, please send emails whenever you're reading a book. But yeah, Noel, what do you think of it?
I liked it in parts. I think the highlight for me was those like one sentence is very, it's like a sniper shot.
Yeah.
Like just one sentence and it hits you. And I think the reason why sniper shot came out is because there was one sentence that one metaphor that really hit hard about having a bullet without the flesh around it or something that he had said. And it was coupled with another one about like what is the point of a song if there's no one to hear it and whatnot. Like those were so like I was feeling while reading that it's like one line is just a ghazal. Like at some points it's like, "Are ye cheese?" Yeah, like you can. This is but I will say this is one of the books that I'm glad I didn't put down, because the first, it's really like, okay, enough. Yeah, everything is sad. I understand. Even I'm going through some shit right now. I don't really want to. Like, kabhi wo lagta hai na that like, acha, theek hai, okay, fine. But I'm glad I continued, because in the end, it like sort of comes together. So this is a book that like don't put down if you've started. It pays off in the end. Like wo wala scene. Although like some parts kuch samjha nahi mere ko. Like the spoken word part.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Kya hua?
No. You were. I'm so sorry. You were saying. Yeah, please continue.
No, like the spoken word part, so just I didn't get it at all. I was like, okay, this is not for me. I'm not the audience of this now.
I was.
So I just read it and
I tried to. I think I kind of put it down like second part ke beech mein, and then I was like, let me just finish it. And then third part, I was just like, oh shit, I cannot stop underlining it. Like the first 3 pages, I've just underlined everything. And I was like, okay, take it. This is worth it. I'm glad
yeah,
I.
you can't have like an opinion of the whole book. Now you have to just be like, okay, ye part acha hai, ye part acha hai. Like some parts are really good and some parts like you just feel like this is a little indulgent, baba. But like, okay, I'll go with you. Like,
yeah. Again, going back to that title, in the book also is briefly gorgeous. So
nice.
Yes, for sure.
I love the hunter wala thing. Like usne acknowledgements maybe he's mentioned a few, and I took a printout of all the poetry books he's mentioned, and I just don't understand all of them. But yeah, but this is nice.
His acknowledgements is also so good. Like
Yes.
I have highlighted his acknowledgements also. I think he thanks one film teacher in his college or school, and he writes, I don't remember which movie we saw together, but I'll never forget your laugh. Thank you for being my teacher. And I was like, यार हो गई ना book तो इसमें भी क्यों कर रहे हो? It was really nice. Yeah.
That कितनी बार दिल जीतोगे moment, no?
Yeah.
At that.
Did you guys
actually,
also- yeah.
Yeah, no, carry on.
I was just going to change the topic. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, so I felt in the initial first 10-15 pages where he was putting those kind of poetic punchlines, so to say. So I was thinking now he's kind of trying to set up and kind of a little show off also. But I think it really came together in the third part where it was coherent and you were also feeling those lines when he's saying it. So initially it was more like those prologue kind of a thing, just giving some really punchy bits. But yeah, I think that's what I think what Noel said. If you had put down at any point, then you would never know what you missed, kind of a thing.
I liked how he circled back. Like he says, "Let me begin again," and then again
Yeah.
you see that message in the third part, and you're like, "Okay, wait, he's collecting his thoughts again here." And then uske baad you cannot stop underlining. It's that good.
Yeah.
But did you guys also have any lines that have stayed with you? Like, I loved the metaphor where he says, so wait, I'll just find it. It's in the second page about the birds. To live then is a matter of time, of timing. I loved it.
उसका आगे पीछे क्या है? Can you remind us?
Uske aage piche is like he talks
It's the
about the
monarch butterflies part,
it's
no?
about the button. Yes, it's on the second
Okay,
page.
okay. Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
love
that,
that because I've started using because after every full stop. I've started putting a full stop before every because.
just essay.
It just as Ocean
Okay,
Eye
here's
was
an
so
email
good.
from Vaani. Incoherent as hell.
Was. Yeah.
I like sometimes I forget that surviving is hard or something. Like I
Yeah.
just like, oh, right. I also forget that sometimes. It's everything you take for granted. Back.
For me, it wasn't a sentence, but this scene where his grandmother and he are going somewhere and she sees these purple flowers and then he climbs over and he gets it, फिर उसको घर लेके आते हैं, फिर रखते हैं, फिर इतना मेहनत करके उसकी मम्मी पूछते हैं, अरे ये कहाँ से ऐसे ही हमको मिल गया. And I was like, it is so pure and like so
Yeah,
nice to just read.
ये ऐसे टाइप का कुछ हुआ है ना हम लोग के साथ. Like you know there is some version of this. Every kid has had
Yeah,
this.
like हमारे साथ भी होता है ना कि like
हाँ.
इतना करके like just so it looks pretty and then someone ऐसे ही like I'm very aesthetic, you know, तो ऐसे ही मैंने मेहनत बिल्कुल नहीं की है इसके पीछे.
Also like all the Amazon wish lists and that.
Yeah. I just love, I really like that one. I was just so happy.
Yeah.
So I realized at one point somewhere he will kind of explain this whole form in which he was writing in terms of almost like a broken poetry and prose. I think somewhere at one place he says this. So I thought this was a good summary of what he was for the kind of writing where he says, I'm not telling you a story so much as a shipwreck. The pieces floating, finally legible. So I thought this was a summary of his writing style because end of the day, he was not telling us a story. He was mostly giving us a shipwreck where the pieces were floating, finally legible. So that's something that I really felt. So yeah, that was one good thing. Another good line was when I think that guy Trevor asks him, what were you before you met me? He says, I think I was drowning. Then a pause. And what are you now? He whispered, sinking. He said, I thought for a second. And he says, water.
Yeah.
So before you met me, I was basically drowning and then I became water. So I thought, then I was like imagining it in my mind 2-3 times in terms of how, how this thing happens. It's quite a very good metaphor. So a lot of such things, obviously. Yeah, we can go on.
In that manner, Trevor ka character was one that actually links him to America also, no?
Yeah.
In a great way. So like he always feels like he's drowning in this foreign country, and now he's sort of feeling one. Like he's like that's one thing that I really liked in the idea of language being a barrier. Like I always wondered about, like, because I take the trains and all so much. A lot of the information of trains are on boards which are written, and announcer ka awaz is never audible. So I'm just wondering, like, if I did know how to read, how would I go from one point to another in the city? And then, like, everyone keeps talking about how the railways, Mumbai railways, are like the lifeline of the city. But in any case, like, if you don't know the language, you're just cut off from the city, like any language. And right now I'm in a city where I don't speak the language of the people. So anyone I interact with and I'm talking to, it always feels like they're plotting against me, and I can totally get the anxiety that a Vietnamese refugee will feel in a country where everyone's blabbering in English. So like
Yeah,
obviously you will come down to sorry. You will just be like mera galti rahega, let me just escape.
There was this, I think, line in the first half of in the first part where he says his grandmother, mother, and he were confused how colors just everyone just became a color. It was such a like yellow, brown, white. He just talks about it. I can't remember the exact thing, but he says how color has come to specify them,
yeah.
represent them. It was just very interesting.
There was also one more line with this language barrier thing where he's in school or kuch ho jata hai and he's like, I wanted to cry but I didn't know how to in English. And I was
Yeah.
like I maybe I don't know, I don't have any recollection of where I didn't know how to cry, but just the fact that he could think of such complicated yet simple things like genius.
I also I loved how you kind of see his insecurities also, how there's this one part where I think Trevor is just nice to him and he says ki just the proof that you've been ruined is or maybe sometimes when you are offered tenderness, when you realize that your people are offering you tenderness, you realize that this is a proof that you've been ruined. And I just like how, he hasn't done anything that's very bad, but he's just insecure of a few things. And then anytime someone is nice to him, he just takes note of it so quickly and he feels guilty of it.
I think
But dark.
there's something on the lines of the flower at its best. Then I mean, it also kind of withers off after that, and
Yeah, that was one great line, no? About like we name things based on what is their briefest moment. That was like that is so true. Like a gunshot, a firework, what else?
Butterfly.
He gave some really good, butterfly. Like he gave some very good metaphors over there. And it's true.
Okay.
That is the happiest moment. No? That's how you define your life also, these moments. Like a friend told me, like, this is just I just need to collect enough moments in my life of happiness together. And that's it. That will be worth it. It's just jumping from one place to another, between one happy moment to another. So that was it.
Were you guys skeptical at first when we decided we're going to pick up this book for the month of November because it's comparatively a little contemporary in regards to what we've read?
I was not skeptical because you had read that one line where he writes that because wala line or wo, I'm writing this to you knowing that one word is another word away from you. And I was like, I'm sold. मैं पढ़ूंगी. I was like, बस हो गया. But yeah, when I started it, it was very fresh. फिर like Noel also told second part में I was like मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा है, but okay, I will read because I have picked it up and I have faith. Yeah.
No, like I think among all the among all the good lines he had, I think he still chose the best little phrase to be the title of the book. So that's why, like I said, the title of the book somehow kept running in my mind for a long time. So yeah, there was no skeptical feeling that way. Yeah, sorry, Noel, you were saying something.
मेरा तो काफी skeptical था. I always get skeptical when it's something new. So it's like okay, maybe it's hype. And it won some awards and all also. So then though I completely lost faith. I was like, okay, this is probably I don't know. It's just organizations giving awards. I just don't trust. But then I read, I was like, okay, it's good. It's a weird, I don't know. It's a weird thing. If everyone's saying it's good, it must be bad. It's that kind of
I was skeptical of it. Like when I picked it up, I thought I was just very afraid. Please don't pull a rupee core on me. Please don't pull a rupee core on me.
Classic.
Achha, okay, rupee core is supposed to be.
I literally prayed before the stream because I read the first few pages and I was like, okay, this is amazing. We can pick this up. And then I don't know, in between the stream, I just when I was about to start the stream, I just was thinking to myself, oh shit, are you sure? Because it's somewhat poetic also. And then I started praying, please don't pull a rupee core on all of us. But yeah, and then I got really excited and nobody was talking about it. And Noel's email came in and I was like, okay, people are reading it because I was so excited. Oh, why is no one reading this? But yeah, that happened.
एक cover अच्छा था ना लेकिन इसका. It reminded me
cover अच्छा था.
that
I-
blue and orange wala combination is so good. It reminded me of one badam tree ka leaves that used to always fall in front of my building.
Yeah.
So that it was too. It's like it. What do you call it? Inception type thing happened to me. So I kept picking it up.
Nice. Did
Early on,
anyone
at least.
have did any of you guys get the black and white cover where I don't know, I think it's the picture of hands or like feet, I don't know, but there's another cover also of this book.
No.
Did anyone in the comments get it? Please let us know. But yeah, I saw some people have it and I was like, oh shit, why don't we have that one in India?
वानी एक बुक का एक वर्जन काफी है ना, सब फॉर कवर भाई.
I've started
Arey,
doing
no, that is true.
I-
One of my friends had a great Harry Potter and Order of Phoenix ka edition, and that is like a very beautiful cover. Like it has I think कोई तो chalice वालिस का कुछ और I think जो prophecy का orb है उसका है, and like वो पूरा जो set है, beautiful covers. It's got nothing on that cartoon type. So dude, जब cover अच्छा मिलता है ना बन जाते हैं. Like I have chosen books based on cover. Like versions of books. Like मैं Penguin का
I
book.
also
There is one.
regretted my decision when I did that, so just don't buy books based on.
No. The between two editions, I will buy like the one which has a better cover. Like this,
For sure,
I want
for
a
sure.
better cover.
Wait. तो मुझे
Sometimes
कभी
like-
कभी
Yeah.
like I'm so sorry. क्या बोलने वाली थी? हाँ, कि मतलब जैसे अभी like we were talking about it, no, the blue and orange cover. फिर से like another cover will come, and I'm sure after some time covers will keep coming, editions. Like it's not fair to the first cover which made the book popular,
You
no?
always
Like
get the first edition and then you keep buying the new ones. I love Delhi ki, like the book market, second-hand book market that used to be there, because you used to get those first edition Penguin copies there. And I need to buy a new copy of Catcher in the Rye because my brother tore off the cover of the original that I had. And Catcher in the Rye ki copies are just so ugly now, with all due respect. But yeah, I think like good-looking covers are important.
Of course, they're important, bro.
This was one thing, since you mentioned Catcher in the Rye, I only read like first 15 pages and I didn't get the sense of what was happening there. Is this somewhere on the same lines as Catcher in the Rye? Just asking. I have no clue.
No, this is very different. But you should
Catcher in
read
the Rye is
Catcher
about
in
a
the
spoiled
Rye.
boy, dude.
Okay.
It's about a
Not
guy who's
spoiled,
spoiled.
misunderstood boy, I would.
Okay.
But then I read it a long time back. I didn't
I
get it
hated
at that
it the
time.
first time I read it because I hated the
Same here.
slangs they had.
No, I didn't like, and I felt bad because I didn't like it because my favorite comedian ka favorite book it is. So I was just like, "Arey yaar." So it was that. But I think I need to revisit that book because 2-3 books like I've been like, okay, I need to go back now because I have experience with other books and I think I will get this book better. Like oh wala.
This book is wonderful. Like I mean, I think I read it the second time and I was like, my brother started reading it and then I realized, oh, it's actually amazing. Teenage angst.
Okay.
I till the last page I was like, "Iska point kya hai?" And then after I was like, okay, he's happy when he's seeing his sister. I get it. Okay, not very satisfying though.
I meant to
Yeah.
ask on those lines only in terms of the theme or from a voice or a perspective. I thought I was also listening to a boy speaking there, but like you said, I didn't get it after the 10-15 pages only. I kind of maybe timing galat tha.
People came back from war. They wrote books like, I don't know, Grapes of Wrath and stuff. And then Salinger came back from war and he wrote Catcher in the Rye, which is about a teenager trying to figure out his life. But it's absolutely amazing. I think it's a wonderful take on teenage angst.
Okay.
If you've been that kind of teenager, if you were like me, you wouldn't understand it in the first read.
Okay.
or if you have like some cousin, some person who's like that, you'll be like, "Arey, tu padhiye." Next thing will be like, "You read this book."
But it's kind of scary how people
Yeah.
actually, like John Lennon was killed sort of because the guy was influenced. And a lot of
They say that.
book was banned also. We have to discuss on Earth We Are Briefly Gorgeous, guys.
Yeah, I know. Wait, moving off. Yeah, sorry.
Vindol has commented, I have that cover on my Eve. Okay. Okay, he got it from questionable sources. So he has the cover I was talking about on Earth We Are Briefly Gorgeous ka dusra cover. And he's also said always judge a book by its cover, cover shaming. But this is nice. But thank you guys so much for joining. Do you have any final words or final opinions on the book? Or would you like to recommend it to people? It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, it's a good read.
No, yeah. It's a good read and it's a decently quick read if you like go through the middle parts and get onto the third part, then it kind of runs through.
Get a friend who जो short में बोल देगा ना second part में क्या होता है.
Yeah.
Do that.
Second वाले part में ना यही होता है next.
Third part,
agree with you guys.
you'll
Read this.
take more time only for underlining than reading. So that
It took
way,
me a lot of time to get past a few pages because I was just rereading the text. I don't know if it happened to you guys.
No, it's a good one. And also, I don't know, some like I kept visualizing one movie while seeing this more from a grandmother and a grandson kind of relation. That was Minari, a recent movie only. So it's a South Korean family settled in America. So it's a story about them. So I felt, my references and faces and all that was onto that. So that way also it's a good reference. So it was putting some pages there. But yeah, absolutely. If someone's interested in language and form, I think this is a good book to kind of, and also much more accessible than, say, Marquez or any of those who go into like super magical realism. We're okay with metaphors that we can relate to. So that way, I think we should definitely try this. Yeah.
That's nice.
I just feel it's a beautiful book and everybody should read it. I'm a simple person. I don't have a lot of words.
That's nice. But thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you like the
you.
December pick and have a good evening. And please stay in the comments and then
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
let me
Thank
Thank
you.
you for recommending the book. Thank you.
I'm so glad you liked it, Anandita. And others as well.
Okay.
Bye, guys. Okay, guys. Um, this was nice, and everyone, please like this. Yeah, please like the stream, guys. I don't know how many people are watching. Just let me see. Do like the stream, guys. There are just 140 likes. At least have one. Like I don't know. Can we get 200 likes? To be honest, I have the book picked up for December in my head, but I'm just still trying to think if we should have another book for the month of December. I am a little indecisive that way, but yeah. So let's just have put in your votes because I think I'm. Do you want one book or do you want two books? And accordingly, we'll pick them up. But is there anything that we missed? Do you guys also have any favorite lines? And in case you do share it in the chat as of now. And I'm kind of jealous of Hindol Loki because he has the other book, even if you got it from questionable sources. But yeah. There's another one that I really liked. In case I'm pretty certain we missed. Okay. I like how he says he kind of I'm just going to do like before we move on to the last book, I'm just going to refer to a few of my favorite lines. And he said, because freedom, I'm told, is nothing but the distance between the hunter and its prey. And towards the end of the book, he says, all freedom is relative, you know too well. And sometimes it's no freedom at all, but simply the cage widening far away from you. The bars obstructed with distance, but still there, as when they free wild animals into nature preserves, only to contain them yet again by larger borders. And I mean, there's just a few lines that are like a little too much. Okay. You can hear the ruffled pages, but I'm just Vaani is buying time to decide the book. I already have decided one book. I'm just a little too scared, and I think a lot of people wouldn't like it. And I'm trying to tell myself and reassure myself that it's okay. We'll read that book anyway. But yeah. But I still want to, like, there are a few things, few quotes that I haven't covered. Um, okay. Okay, I can't find it. Okay, he starts the book with, let me begin again. Dear Ma, I am writing to reach you, even if each word I put down is one word further from where you are. And then he says, in the third part of the book, Dear Ma, let me begin again. I am writing because it's late. Because it's 9:52 p.m. on a Tuesday and you must be walking home after the closing shift. I am not with you because I'm at war, which is one way of saying it's already Feb and the president wants to deport my friends. It's hard to explain. For the first time in a long time, I am trying to believe in heaven, in a place we can be together after all this blows over. And then he cancels over and he writes up. They say every snowflake is different, but the blizzard, it covers us all the same. A friend in Norway told me a story about a painter who went out during a storm, searching for the right shade of green and never returned. I'm writing you because I am not the one leaving, but the one coming back empty-handed. You once asked me what it means to be a writer, so here goes. 7 of my friends are dead, 4 from overdoses, 5 if you count Xavier, who flipped his Nissan doing 90 on a bad batch of fentanyl. I don't celebrate my birthday anymore. Take the long way home with me. And then he just explains a few things. And then he says, I never wanted to build a body of work, but to preserve these, our bodies, breathing and unaccounted for inside the work. Take it or leave it. The body, I mean. The truest ruins are not written down. The girl Grandma knew back in Gokong, the one whose sandals were cut from the tires of a burned out army jeep, who was erased by an airstrike 3 weeks after the war ended. She's a ruin no one can point to. A ruin without location, like a language. And I just like how he says this. And okay, I'll just finish after this and then we'll reveal the book for the month of December. I just thought it was absolutely wonderful, so wonderful that I circled the page in a very ugly manner. In a world myriad as ours, the gaze is a singular act. To look at something is to fill your whole life with it, if only briefly. Once, after my 14th birthday, crouched between the seats of an abandoned school bus in the woods, I filled my life with a line of cocaine. We don't support drugs, but this is a wonderful, wonderful sentence. A white letter I glowed on the seat's peeling leather. Inside me, the eye became a switchblade and something tore. And he's just talking about it. I became more of myself. Which is to say, the monstrous part of me got so large, so familiar, I could want it. I could kiss it. The truth is, and this is my favorite part, the truth is, one of my favorite parts, the truth is, none of us are enough. But you know this already. The truth is, I came here hoping for a reason to stay. Sometimes those reasons are small. The way you pronounce spaghetti as bagetti. It's late in the season, which means the winter roses in full bloom along the National Bank are suicide notes. Write that down. They say nothing lasts forever, but they are just scared it will last longer that they can love it. Are you there? Are you still waking? They say nothing lasts forever, and I'm writing you in the voice of an endangered species. The truth is, I'm worried they will get us before they get us. Tell me where it hurts. You have my word. And yeah, this is like one of my favorite parts. It's on page number 176 for all of you wondering. We'll just let me know if you want one book, two book, and I'll give an additional read to people who don't like the pick of the month for December. Hi, Vinayak. This is nice. Hey, thank you. Hi, Jonita. Jonita. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Shweta has commented not liking a book is an experience in itself, and Anshul just became a good fella. Welcome to the community, Anshul. Reveal time is here. Oh, yes, Anandita commented the line. They say nothing lasts forever, but they're just scared it will last longer than they can love it. Okay. One of the many lines that I loved is when he said, Ma, you once told me that memory. I was looking for the line. I was looking for the page it would be on, but it wasn't there. Guys, share your favorite lines, please. One of the many lines, okay, this is Dipanshi. Ma, you once told me that memory is a choice, but if you were God, you'd know it's a flood. I love the beginning of this chapter also. There was a line about tin roof of a booth. I'm trying to remember it, but I can't. But if you have the line, please comment it. I'll wait for like 3 more minutes. And okay, people want more options. We'll anyway be discussing the book that we pick up for December. The additional book is like your holiday homework in case you'd like to do it. It's optional. I'll quickly go get the second book also. This is nice. I usually have a chair where I still sit cross-legged. I'm sorry. Oops. Is anyone going to comment about their favorite quotes also? I see myself running on the screen, which is weird. But do comment your favorite parts if you can. And I'll reveal the book for the month of... Okay. It's on page 78 in my edition. Okay. I thought I revealed the book of December to you guys. Oh, it's here also. Memory is a choice. You said that once with your back to me, the way a god would say it. But if you were a god, you would see them. If you're a god, you'd notice that they're staring up at you. 76. Let's see. If you were God, you would tell them to stop clapping. You would tell them that the most useful thing one can do with empty hands is hold on. But you are not God. You are a woman, a mother, and your son is lying under the pines while you sit at a kitchen table across town, waiting again. This is what is on my 76th page, and this is the part I've underlined on my page number 76. Okay. And I'll just reveal the book for the month of December. And we'll do 2 books because I'm a little scared of how people will pick up the first read. But I really wanted to read it because I have tried to... A book a month is very special. A book a month with Vaani is very special. And I try to pick up books that have moved me in one way or another. At least lately I've been doing that. Or I try to pick up books that I've always wanted to read, but I never did anyway. But a few months ago, I kind of stopped reading, and it happened to me. It lasted for a month. And then someone recommended me this book, and I started reading again, and I was discovering a lot of poetry. And if you have been watching my streams lately, I talk about this person a lot. And I've been reading a lot of books I've been reading a lot of articles about him. I've been doing my fair bit of research. And of course, for those of you who have been watching my streams, you'd know who I'm talking about. But please, guys, drum rolls. Oh, Anandita is already doing them. That's so nice. But yeah, so the book for the month of December, and it's going to be our last read of the year, And I think we would be finishing 13/14 books, 14 books by December if you guys have accompanied me in all the reading, in all the books we've picked up this entire year. 11 until 12 until now, and this one will be the 13th, and the holiday homework is going to be the 14th. But yes, here it comes. We need quick drum rolls. I forgot to invite Vaibhav for this, but Vaibhav is kind of the reason why we're doing this book, because I was very uncertain and I had picked up something entirely different, and Vaibhav said, no, you like it, right? Do what you want to do. And I was like, oh, that's nice, but okay. But here we are going to pick up. I'll just stop speaking because I'm a little nervous. But drum rolls, we are picking up. I like how Isha has made bunnies, rabbits. But yeah, we are going to pick up The Whale Suit by Aga Shahid Ali. And I was just giving a smile to the editors who will be editing this out later. But we're going to pick up Aga Shahid Ali's The Whale Suit. And it's a collection of his poetry. And you guys can get it on Amazon. If the mods are watching, please insert the Amazon affiliate link in the comments. Please buy it from the same link. It'll also be in the description of the videos that come out. And buy it from the link, it really helps us. But The Whale Suit by Aga Shahid Ali. And it's kind of nice because this book is going to have poetry for everybody. There's romance, there's war, there is friendship. There's also The Country Without a Post Office. And one of my favorites is called Me Ishmael Tonight. There's Rooms I Never Finished. It's just a wonderful book. I have been, I don't know why, I'm very nervous as I recommend this. And I've picked up this book for December. But as I read this and I read more about Aga Shahid Ali and I try and understand his works, I kind of hate myself because everyone has recommended, a lot of people have recommended The Country Without a Post Office. I've seen this book be recommended in a lot of posts and I never picked it up. I had the book, but I never really put in any efforts to try and discover more about it. And then by chance, I discovered it this year and I just hated myself absolutely for just walking past the book and knowing just one quote, Mad Heart Be Brave, or a few poems by Aga Shahid Ali. But this is the first book. And the second book that we're going to pick up for the month of December, and we're doing it only because I love this book, and I think everyone who's a part of the book club should have read this book, because I think we worship this book at one point, and I think it's time to bring it back. And I think it'll be a good end to the year, even if you guys have read it, because you can always reread this book. And this one is The Little Prince by the guy I cannot pronounce for the life of me, Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, however you pronounce it. But I do not even know if we have to discuss this book because we've done dedicated streams about it. And I think this is a chance for anyone who's never picked up this book to pick it up now and read it. But this is a book that's the main book for the month of December. And yeah, I'll be discussing this book every Thursday, in addition to other books that we'll be doing in our reading sessions. And we'll be having regular discussions in the book club also. And if you are a member of our book club, if you're a gladiator / a godfather, I think we're also going to start doing Zoom calls. I don't know, monthly Zoom calls and discuss whatever we're reading. And do keep on sharing your recommendations and your discoveries in the email, chalchitrabookclub@gmail.com. And as we read this, Aga Shahid Ali was a distant relative of Faiz Ahmad Faiz. So we will realize that Aga Shahid Ali, as I've heard, and I haven't read it somewhere, I've heard it from a friend, he did a lot of translations of Faiz Ahmad Faiz's work. So you can read that as well. And apart from that, there's also this blog by Amitav Ghosh. If any of the mods are watching this, do insert the link of that blog in the chat. People can read it. That will be a wonderful introduction to Aga Shahid Ali. Maybe I can read that in the next Thursday stream, although it's in that locker over there, in that cupboard over there, but I just don't think. But yes, this is absolutely wonderful. And he's also unki, like when you talk about this, you will be discovering a lot about the Hindustani culture as well, if I'm not wrong. I think that should be Hindustani culture. There's a lot of reference to cross-cultural works. There's a lot of reference to different pieces of literature. There's a lot of reference to Ghalib, of course, Faiz Ahmed Faiz. So you're going to discover, if you read it very diligently, a lot of artists, a lot of writers, a lot of poets, and a lot of timeless pieces in this book. And I'll just read out. I love the language games. It's in this book. It's a part of a walk through. Okay, no, it's not a part of that one. It's a part of where did it go? Can't find it. Okay, found it. It's a part of the book. Yeah, it's a part of the country, a walk through the yellow pages. And but in any case, there was someone who had spoken about this lovely translation that I did, which isn't my translation, but one of my friends translated one of his works in Urdu. Doesn't have a book published, sadly. I would love to read Aga Shahid Ali's work in Urdu, but he wrote in English primarily, or maybe he only wrote in English. There's also this book that I'm planning to pick up next. I can't remember the name of the book. It's about Aga Shahid Ali. It came out very recently. And perhaps we can try inviting the author on the stream. And cool. I'm a little too excited, a little too nervous. So I'm fidgeting with pages. I'm struggling to find the poem that I wanted to read out right now. I'll just read the... so this is stationary, and it goes, "The moon did not become the sun." And I'll also do the Urdu translation that my friend did. I'm repeating it again because I don't want to see it some book tomorrow and I'll be like, oh shit, you copied it because I've said it out loud in my stream. Or even worse, I can't, people tell me, oh, your translation really was nice. It's of a friend, but yeah, here is how it goes. The name of the poem is Stationary, and the moon did not become the sun. Aaj mehtab aftab nahi bana. It just fell on the desert. Bas pitch sa gaya sehra par. In great sheets, rems of silver handmade by you. जैसे वर्क के चांदी तुम्हारे हाथों में पिसा हुआ. The night is your cottage industry now. ये शब तुम्हारा ही कारखाना है. The day is your brisk emporium. ये शहर तुम्हारी सरगम दुकान. The world is full of paper. दुनिया में कागज़ ही कागज़ हैं. Write to me. मुझे खत तो लिखो. And I think you guys are going to really... I mean, it's not a difficult, but I think all of us will have to work hard together. So if you kind of try and find, if you discover a few facts about certain poetry, do share it with me in the email and I'll share the same with you guys. And if you would like to sign up for those emails, you can write an email to chalchitrabookclub@gmail.com and I'll try to send in my notes or at least photographs of them. There is a poem called Homage to Faiz Ahmed Faiz. And there's this part where he says, so in Urdu, beloved represents three things primarily: friend, girl, or friend, God, or the woman you love. But he says here, I didn't listen when my father recited your poems to us by heart. What could it mean to a boy that you had redefined the cruel beloved? That figure who already was friend, woman, God. In your hands, she was revolution. You gave her silver hands. Her lips were red. Impoverished lovers waited all night, every night. But she remained only a glimpse behind light. And now, the thing is, in Urdu, beloved represents primarily three things, as he says here, friend, woman, God. But for the first time in Urdu poetry, Faiz Ahmed Faiz was the only one who revolutionized this thing. And the beloved that he was actually talking about was a revolution. And therefore, he redefined what it means to rebel. And you were always guessing who this poem is about, because you were writing poetry that romanticized revolution, because you wanted to bring in change. So that is how powerful his poetry is. So yep. And if you guys have read Ghalib, there are some recommendations. There are some references to his poetry as well. For example, it's the same poem where he says, Ghalib was right. Blood must not merely follow routine, but must not just flow as the veins interrupted river. Sometimes it must flood the eyes, surprise them by being clear as water. And it's actually a reference to the, I don't know the name of the ghazal, but that I've made note here. It says, रगों में दौड़ते फिरने के हम नहीं कायल, जो आँख ही से ना टपका वो लहू क्या है. That's the reference to ghazals, to Ghalib. But yeah, I overindulged, and I'm sorry. But this is nice, and I hope you guys will like it. And we'll also be rereading The Little Prince because I think it's Christmas time, and we should be, as Hindol was hoping and praying, we read something that's light-hearted. So this is what it is. And one of my favorite poems is also Rooms Are Never Finished. And he says, I'll try to take my time and not feel conscious about it. In here, it's terrible. It starts with a quote by Marua Botha. I hope that's the correct pronunciation. It says, many of my favorite things are broken. And the title of the poem is Rooms Are Never Finished. And he says, in here, it's deliberately dark, so one may sigh in peace. Please come in. How long has it been? Upstairs. And then he just shifts his gaze, like climbs slowly. You just see how he's written it, and you guys will know once you guys get your own copies. The touch is more certain. You've been, they say, everywhere. What city's left? I've brought the world indoors. One wants certainty, not an art. Well, you've hardly changed. But why in life? And it's nice how he says one wants certainty, not an art, and then he gets distracted. Well, you've hardly changed. But why in life? Why do we want certainty in life when we don't even seek it in art? That's how the poem opens. This is nice. I look forward to, I mean, even if you don't understand it, perhaps this is something that we can cherish together, because I think he's one of the jewels to have come out of. I'm not sure, but yeah. Oh, he's given, if you've read Faiz Ahmad Faiz and Ghalib, you're going to love the writings because you're going to recognize the poems. For example, there's a reference to Tanhai also somewhere because he quotes directly from their works. And of course, like it takes time because we've mostly read it in Urdu/Hindi, and it takes time, but if you know the translation, you'll just be you'll be able to pick it up. But well, this has been fun, and please share a photograph of your copies whenever you receive them. Tag me on Instagram, tag us on Instagram, and we'll be meeting every Thursday to pick up this book. And just if you discover something about him, share it on chalchitraclub@gmail.com. We also host regular discussions on Discord. At least I've been trying to stay active, and yep, that'll be nice. And let's see, we should do another. There's this one, which is a postcard from Kashmir. I also like the whale suit, but I did not understand it a lot, so I'm going to work on the references, and perhaps I'll like it and understand it. But there's this one that says, it's from the book The Half-Inch Himalayas, and it says, postcard from Kashmir. Kashmir shrinks into my mailbox, my home a neat 4 by 6 inches. I always loved neatness. Now I hold the half-inch Himalayas in my hand. This is home, and this is the closest I'll ever be to home. When I return, the colors won't be so brilliant. The Jhelam's waters, so clean, so ultramarine. My love, so overexposed. And my memory will be a little out of focus in it. A giant negative, black and white, still undeveloped. But, yep. I just, I like this a lot. He's also written in memory of Begum Akhtar, which is nice. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a little overexcited. But there's this one about trying to find it. Leaving your city. No. It's I'm just quoting whatever my friend told me because I'm yet to discover him on my own. I mean, I've been discovering him on my own, but like very loosely. I like his ghazals a lot as well. Sometimes I don't understand, but I think that's all right. That's the thing with poetry. I think I've come to realize that a lot of us need to reread and reread in order to appreciate the book. Before I go, I'll just read my favorite Aga Shahid Ali, the one that made me fall in love with him. And it's called Language Games. And I think I must have repeated it at least 10 times by now. But it says, because we're finally picking up this book, and just let's pick this up. If you guys are doubtful if you'd like to pick up Language Games, if you'd like to pick up the whale suit or not, you should pick up the book primarily because I'm a little nervous. Just pick up this book because it has amazing writing. You'll get reference to a lot of authors and poets. And if you are looking for an introduction to Urdu poetry, you should pick this up because you'll start looking for references, and then you'll go in this black hole of Urdu poetry and ghazals, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. And this is one of my favorite poems by Aga Shahid Ali, and it's called Language Games. It's my absolute favorite because there's this one here, which I usually keep for pages that are my favorite reads, but it's here. And he says, I went mad in your house of words, purposely mad, so you would give me asylum. I went mad to undergo a therapy of syllables, but you prescribed crosswords, anagrams for sleeping pills. That did not work. You bought a Scrabble game. I juggled the white pieces maybe 100 times, but my 7 letters were all vowels. When you spoke again, my sorrow turned deaf. I couldn't hear you smile. Words never evade you. You can build anything. You can build a whole hour with only 7 seconds. Framed with consonants, we resumed play. No vowels in my 7 letters. I saw you do wonders without vowels. Let's give up, I said, but you cried. Truth and consequences. I rocked shut to the sounds. You challenged me to charades. I agreed. This would be my syllable cure. Tableau 1. I licked a saucer of milk. You cried cat. Tableau 2. I was stubborn as a mule. You cried ass. Tableau 3. I gave you my smile like a prize. You cried trophy. You cried cat ass trophy. You cried catastrophe. And I lost. No chance of you insane. And I wanted you mad so I could cure you. Please, please go mad so I can build you an asylum. And well, that is it. But I hope you guys will pick up this read. I know I think I'm trying to convince myself more than I'm trying to convince all of you, because I have been loving this book lately. And even if I do not understand bits and parts of it, because I'm not that well read, but I am trying to find more people who read this book, who know Aga Shahid Ali, who can teach me more about his writing, actually. But I think I'm trying to discover his works, and it's a little difficult, but I'm trying to convince myself that it's okay that we're reading this one, because when you read a lot of poetry, it's not very relatable. And sometimes you just read average poetry because it's coming out unfiltered. But then Aga Shahid Ali is someone who has written about so many things, and you are surprised by the references he throws at you. And if you are fortunate enough to pick them up, it's just absolutely wonderful. And I would love to read his Urdu translation. I've been begging my friend I begged my friend once, like, please publish a book that has Urdu translation of Aga Shahid Ali. And if you do not want to publish a book, just gift it to me on my birthday. But I don't know if that's going to happen. Despite that, it's just, I love language games, of course. I love stationery. I love Rooms I Never Finished. I love all. There's this one where he says about this. But he's also written a lot of dark humor. So, I want to warn you straight ahead. He says, on hearing a lover not seen for 20 years has attempted a suicide note. And underneath it, he says, I suspect it was over me. It's just absolutely ridiculous. It's on page number 295 for you guys who are planning to buy this book. And on 296, he's written his suicide note, and he says, that's his suicide note. I could not simplify myself. And just not, guys, please know I don't promote drugs or anything that I find reference to in books. It's just sometimes some of those works are absolutely beautiful. But please do the Urdu stationery again. Hey, sure. Yeah. I had mailed you, Vaani. Hey, Srijat, I'm sorry. Did you mail it on chalchitrabook@gmail.com? Could you just re-email us? I'm sorry for missing out on it. You cannot read the Urdu translation anywhere. I think so. Because it's, yeah. He doesn't like Mega, it's unpublished. This is benefits of having wonderful friends. Hey, thank you so much, Nidhi. Hey, Isha, I'm so glad you liked Records from the Hill series. Do you want it again? Maybe we can have everyone from Chalchitra team go to their favorite location and film something for you guys. Would you guys want to see something like that? It'll be absolutely amazing. Also, I would love to travel again because I like traveling, and I would love to obviously shoot in between. Okay. I'll do the Urdu translation of stationery before we go. But yeah, this is absolutely wonderful, guys. Okay. I just I saw my face right now on the screen, and I was a little like, what did I just see? But I think this has been amazing. Do pick up The Little Prince also. Just because I'm talking about stationery doesn't mean The Little Prince is any less. It's one book that I collect in terms of different covers, and I'm not at all guilty of it. And I think it has one of the best dedications, and it says, to Leon Worth, I ask the indulgence of the children who may read this book for dedicating it to a grown-up. Make your parents also read this, and anyone who acts very grown-up-ish around you. I have a serious reason. He is the best friend I have in the world. I have another reason. This grown-up understands everything, even books about children. I have a third reason. He lives in France where he's hungry and cold. He needs cheering up. If all these reasons are not enough, I will dedicate the book to the child from whom this grown-up grew. All grown-ups were once children, all the few of them remember it. And so I correct my dedication to Leon Worth when he was a little boy. But, yes, that's that. And, so you guys are asking for the Urdu translation of stationery. So I'll do so. You guys just need the Urdu translation, right? My pronunciation is way off, but here you go. I do not know what stationery would be in Urdu, so the title of the poem is Urdu. The title of the poem is Stationery. It's on page number 71. And it goes, आज महताब आफताब नहीं बना, बस पिच सा गया सहरा पर, जैसे वर्क के चांदी तुम्हारे हाथों में पिसा हुआ। ये शब तुम्हारा ही कारखाना है, ये शहर तुम्हारी सरगम दुकान। दुनिया में कागज़ ही कागज़ हैं, मुझे खत तो लिखो। But yeah, the world is full of paper. Write to me. That's stationery for you, and I hope you guys do read it along. And this is absolutely amazing, and it'll be nice if we all can read it together. And I'll take your leave now, guys, but do share. Okay, 3 things. One, we'll be discussing this on every Thursday, the first 30 minutes. I'll start at 9 p.m. I'll be punctual enough. We'll start at 9, we'll discuss it, we'll find out references, and we'll go part-wise. On my Instagram, I'll constantly update what part I've reached so that we are sure, like we know Thursday ko kaun sa part discuss karna or something like that. On your end, please write to me on chalchitrabookclub@gmail.com. So if I do not see it, at least someone from our team sees it and knows, like, we have to get back to you. If you find any references, if you find anything that's interesting, do share it on that email. And if you are a part of the book club, do post it on the WhatsApp book club that we have. If you want to become a part of the book club, you can become a gladiator or a godfather, which are our patrons, and we'll add you to the book club. And there you can constantly post references and the poems that you're reading. And we're also on Discord, so you can constantly post there. Do not worry if nobody replies to you. Just spam everyone. We'll just discover Agashahidali together, and that's that. And yeah, just let's read this together. I'm a little afraid because a lot of people are scared of poetry. Don't be afraid of poetry. We'll read it, reread it, and we'll understand it for sure. And we'll try to find experts also, tag every expert, you know. Amitav Ghosh has written a blog about Agha Shahid Ali. It's absolutely wonderful. Check that blog out. It will actually inspire you to discover Agha Shahid Ali, because he says, I do not know if Amitav Ghosh said it, but someone said he has this careless perfectionism, Agha Shahid Ali. And it's absolutely true. He is wonderful. But, well, that's that. So we've had just 2 things, right? Thursday streams, share the thing, and I forget oh yeah, we also get the book from the Amazon affiliate link. It will really help us. And the third one is that earlier during the stream, we had an NGO join us called Share a Book Association of India. Absolutely wonderful people who are trying to whose mission is to try and open a library across all the possible schools in India. And they're trying to make reading accessible to everyone, irrespective of their caste, their social background, their cultural background, whatever. They're just trying to make reading accessible to everyone. So if you'd like, or if that is something that interests you, do contribute to them. The link to donate will be in the description of this video in the stream right now. So do take out your time, do contribute to them, because I think that's just such an amazing thing to do. Make reading accessible for everyone. There is a whole world waiting for you if you start reading. And I just think sometimes we do not understand the kind of privilege we have just because we have the access to read. So do your own bit. I mean, even if we were to put in a little effort here and there, it'll just help save a child's life, perhaps, and it'll just help him discover a new world of imagination, growth, and reading as well. And in case you'd like to volunteer, I think they're across 13 states and 3 UTs. That's what the co-founder said. Her name was Preeti. She was here. She's a dentist and a humanitarian. And she said that they're across 13 states, UTs. Check out their social media handles, their website, figure out what state they are in, and if they're anywhere near you, do volunteer. That's you'll feel absolutely amazing. And I think everyone should read, not just your course books, but beyond that, because that will open a whole new horizon, a whole new perspective for you. It would challenge your thoughts. It will challenge whatever you've been taught until now. And therefore, I think their cause is something to believe in. And I mean, just contribute if you like doing so. And I think do like the stream. The more you like the stream, the more it gets recommended to people. Do not be afraid of more people discovering us. It'll actually be nice. And yeah, it'll be nice. But because a lot of people can contribute to things that we bring on board, a lot of people can read together and do contribute to share a book association of India. It'll really mean a lot to me. It will mean a lot to the people perhaps whose life you'll change with your little donation. And yeah, this is nice. And I'll see you guys again next Thursday. And let me know if you guys would like to see Ghost Talksky stream. And we'll be back with it. And yeah, that's all. And I'll see you guys again with your copies. Don't forget to tag me and Chalchitra Talks whenever you receive your copies. Do tag us in your posts, stories, reels, whatever you think you can tag us in, and it'll be absolutely wonderful. This are the 2 books that we're picking up, and I'm very excited because now we've finished reading. I think we'll finish reading 14 books in a year. That'll be nice. I mean, at least 12, right? And I mean, at least I hope 1 together, right? That'll be amazing. And also send me your ideas for the year 2022. What do you want to do? I just want to move 1 step ahead of a book a month. That is something that we're going to do, but let's just start with a book club, and I don't know how we're going to do it. I'm just thinking out loud. A book club. We host a session once every month in person across the country, somewhere, anywhere, and it's just going to be nice. So for that, you'll have to get more people to join the book club, though. But do write to me on chalchitrabookclub@gmail.com if in case you'd like to be a part of the book club. Do become a patron. Support us. You can become a godfather and gladiator. That ways you'll get access to our WhatsApp groups that's dedicated to books and reading. So do join us if you like our work, and do not be afraid of talking about Aga Shahidali, sharing your references. I would absolutely love that. Let's take it as a homework and let's just take it as a project and write a thesis on it. I give the worst speeches, I know, but this has been wonderful, guys. Have a wonderful evening. I am so glad all of you joined the stream, and this will be nice. And someone has commented plans on World Book Fair in January. Do you guys want a meetup there? We can definitely do it, but let me know if something like that interests you guys. And I'll see you again, and my speech will now come to an end. And have a good evening and a wonderful night. Before I go, do consider and do support a book, Share a Book Association of India. They are doing a wonderful job of trying to make reading accessible for everyone. They're trying to open libraries across India, and I think that's just a wonderful thing to do. So do your bit if you believe in something, if you believe that reading should be accessible for everyone. And pick up the book for the month of December. We'll be discussing it in the last week of December on Thursday, preferably 9 p.m. And I'll see you guys on next Thursday, 9 p.m. Have a good night.